right. So the title is Black Fatigue Hits Carnival Cruise Lines and New Rules Have Woke Folks Melting Down. All right, let's see what's going on here.
Fatigue is a term that has been co-opted, apparently. It used to relate, when people talked about black fatigue, it used to mean, apparently, the fatigue that black folks faced by being black in everyday world, whatever that means. But now,
Whatever that means.
now it's taken on a whole new term, and Carnival Cruise Lines is being accused of rolling out a set of rules specifically targeting black folks. I don't read anything in these rules that says anything specifically about black folks. So I'm just going to read them, and I'm curious if maybe together we could figure out what group of people they might be talking about here. All of Carnival's updated rules here.
Here we go. So this is a thing. I had no idea, y'all. So the reason why they did this apparently is because, folks have been going on these cruises and acting up, fighting, being unruly, stuff like that. So apparently it got so bad that they had to update their terms of service here and updated their rules for Carnival cruises. And so some people are accusing Carnival of targeting so-called black folks with these new rules. So let's see. Yeah, Jeremy's going to go through them.
1, stricter drug enforcement. Cannabis, even if legal in your home state, is banned on board under federal law. Violators face removal and permanent bans. As far as I know, that's not a white or black thing.
No.
If you've been to a concert, there's all sorts of people that partake. If you've been
I agree.
to a public place, there's all sorts of people that partake. I don't see anything particularly race specific there. Rule 2, youth curfew. Guests 17 and under must leave public spaces by 1 a.m. unless accompanied by an adult or part of a supervised teen program. Okay. I don't know. This is about unruly kids, I suppose. Fan restrictions. Handheld.
So hold up. So people are bringing their teenagers and letting them run amok on the cruise ship, all hours of the early morning and the night. Is that what? Let me know what you guys think about this stuff. I'm just learning about it now.
Non-battery fans are now prohibited partly due to safety concerns surrounding the viral "Where Them Fans At" line dance.
Wait, what?
Never heard of it?
Wait a minute. This is something. Yeah, this is new to me too. All right, my man Remix. He's more up to speed on the line dance stuff. I am not. Hold up.
Them Fans At line dance. Never heard of it?
Wait a minute.
Handheld.
Wait a minute. Hang on. I forgot to turn something on here. Where? How come my? Oh, I don't have. Doggone it. Hang on, y'all. I forgot to turn my overlay stuff on. Good googly. Good googly goo. All right. So let's see. Fan restrictions. Handheld non-battery fans. Let's talk about the handheld. Are now prohibited due to safety concerns. That's why I had to stop. I'm like, wait a minute, what's he talking about? Fan dance, line dance, fan restrictions. Handheld non-battery fans are now prohibited, partly due to safety concerns surrounding the viral "Where Them Fans At" line dance. Again, that's new to me. I don't know. My man Remix probably knows about that. Anybody know about the where them fans at line dance? I'm sure somebody does.
Non-battery fans are now prohibited partly due to safety concerns surrounding the viral "Where Them Fans At" line dance. Never heard of it. I don't know. Apparently, you have fans. You dance around. You open them up when you're doing a line dance. I guess. I don't know.
His guess is as good as mine because I don't know what that's about either. But that might be one rule that might be specifically targeted towards the party crowd. And are they majority? Are they black folks? I don't know.
Doesn't seem a line dance. Seems like it's a white thing. I don't know. Bluetooth speaker ban. Okay, well this. Guests may no longer play their own music in public areas. Carnival says the rule is for comfort, but many see racial bias in its enforcement. Look, I have been on vacation in public spaces, and there is generally only one group of people with their jam boxes playing music. But, I'm sure all sorts of people probably do it. To me, it seems like these rules are just about not being an asshole. So if these rules bother you, maybe, you're the a-hole. If I'm sitting...
Yeah, so, look, there's an old saying, that's why ninjas can't have nothing, all right? If and by the way, I am black. I don't know, some people, hey, what are you? Yeah, okay, I identify as a so-called black person, right? My family is black. Pearly Q is a southern name. That's a country-ass name, all right? I'm the third. So, for those who might not know, I do know a little bit about this stuff, right? So, Bluetooth speaker ban, so motherfuckers is on Carnival cruise lines blasting their music everywhere, and bothering people, okay, who might not want to listen to whatever the fuck you're blasting on your Bluetooth speaker, right? Yeah, I agree with him. It has nothing to do with your ethnic background. It's just, don't be an asshole. Be considerate. Like it's a cruise. Other people paid their good money to go and relax and have a good time, and here you are. You want to sit here and blast whatever, okay? Cupid Shuffle or some shit. For somebody who might not want to listen to whatever the fuck you're playing, right? What's interesting to me is that obviously these rules were implemented because the behavior got way out of hand, okay? So Carnival Cruise Lines obviously had to address these issues. This is not something you come up with preemptively. When motherfuckers show up and start acting a fool and causing a degraded experience for the rest of the customers, then you have to do something about it. So that's the interesting part, is that motherfuckers really went out there and was acting up enough down and said, yo, we got to come up with some adjustments. No Bluetooth speakers. That's amazing.
On a cruise ship next to a pool, I'm not paying to hear your garbage music. And that goes for rap music or country. I don't want to hear that.
For sure. The
fact that you would feel so entitled that you would have an outdoor speaker in a public space forcing everyone around you to listen to your music, you're just the a-hole. You want to listen to your music? Get a pair of headphones.
Yeah, that is, that's some ghetto shit. Like, just blast your shit at the bar or whatever, on the ship, like other people are hanging out on the deck by the pool. It's like, yo, it's not your house, it's not your space. So again, these things, common courtesy should go without saying, right? But sometimes some people don't. Here we are, 2025, and a lot of people still don't know how to act in public. It's very interesting to me.
It's very easy. You probably have them because you probably used them when you were traveling. Drink package enforcement. Now this I feel personally attacked. The 15 drink daily limit, which is about 1 per hour, on Carnival's Cheers package, has existed for years, but is now being enforced more strictly. People are getting too drunk. Reduced music genre options. This is one that is potentially spicy. Though not officially banned, hip-hop and rap appear to be quietly removed from many ships' playlists. DJs are also reportedly declining guest requests. Now, I agree with Leon G. Black entrepreneurs should see this as a huge opportunity. I mean, but what this is, people say, I'll never cruise with Carnival again. I don't know who goes on cruises. It's never been something that I've wanted anything to do with. Being in a tight space with a bunch of people that I don't know or like, and being stuck with them and not being able to.
Right, same here. I'm not. Yeah, I was never like, ooh, go on a cruise. Yeah, I don't like being around people like that. Being out in the middle of the ocean and you can't get away from people. Right. It's one thing to go somewhere where I can go to the event, I can go to the public, I can go be around people, but then I have the option to get away. Okay. See, if I can't get away without I just got to go into my room, which defeats the whole purpose, right? Of going on a cruise. So that, for me, cruises, I've never that sounds like fun. No, not really. Cause of that aspect. Yeah. Having to be stuck around people, for an extended period of time. I'd rather not spend my money to do that.
Leave for days on end sounds like the definition of a nightmare to me. But what's interesting here is I have the "Where are the fans at" dance somewhere. And it looks like at some point, Carnival Cruise is a floating ghetto. This is what people say.
Y'all go ahead and get your hate out. Get all your names you're going to call me and get that out of your system. But for your information, I have been on 9 cruises since 1993.
Okay. It's a lot.
The ones through 2005 were not cheap, but they were very nice cruises. The people that worked the ship were nice.
Yeah.
The people that were on the cruise were nice. You didn't go to the dining room dressed like you were going to the pool.
Okay.
There was a certain amount of decorum required. When you got...
You know what that is? Like I said, it's common courtesy. Common courtesy. Yeah. Don't go to the restaurant area with your house shoes and your bathrobe. Again, but there's always somebody that act like they don't have common sense, right?
Up in the morning, you could go through early in the morning, because I was. You could go through the breakfast and get coffee and a donut. They had a continental breakfast that early.
Okay. Sounds like she doesn't live in a great area.
What's called the Serenity deck, and you could sit there and drink your coffee and enjoy the sun coming up. You couldn't do that on this last cruise.
Okay, why is that?
Because they were still drunk from the night before.
Oh.
And the only place they could find to hide with their goofiness is on the Serenity deck. The people on either side of us in the cabin were ridiculous. Their trash stumbled out into the hallway. And I'm not talking people. I'm talking literal trash.
I believe you.
Wow.
Okay.
They would go up to the bar.
Here's the top comment. She's not wrong. Anyone getting offended is part of the problem. People have literally forgotten what racism actually means. This is not racism. This is the truth about a situation.
Is that again, see, but it's online. Okay. a few people saying, that's racist. Come on, we all know better. No, this is about people, not being courteous. All right, not being courteous to others. All right, that's it. You paid your good money to go on a cruise and enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. But yeah, don't be running around, acting a fool, being messy, blasting your Bluetooth speakers everywhere. This is shit that people should not be doing in a public area. Okay? Like, it's you're not just you. It's not your, it's not your private yacht, but that should go. That's what I mean. It's kind of sad. We have to sit there and talk about this in 2025. Like, this is happening. That people are acting this way. Boogeyman says, yeah, where's Snoop Dogg's adventure cruise? Right. Yeah, somebody in the comments, over here on X said, yeah, hey, black entrepreneurs. Hey, opportunity, ding, 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 Yeah. Where's that Soul? What was that movie? Soul Plane? Yeah, where's the Soul Cruise at, right? So yeah, it seems like the riffraff messed around and made the experience so bad for the other customers on Carnival Cruises that they had to come out and make specific rules, okay, to address the behavior and try to correct it. All right. So yeah, but all this, I don't know where the fake outrage is coming from about being racist. I don't know why, but again, it doesn't surprise me. It's the internet, people. Yeah. So Snoop Dogg, somebody can step right in and say, "Come on, y'all. Yeah, y'all want to party, and yeah, let's do the Snoop Dogg Soul Cruise." And yeah, y'all can come out and act a damn fool all you want over here. Like, definitely an opportunity there. Yeah, we'll see. Somebody steps in.
That the woman was in. Pattern recognition is not racism.
Bars, the buffets, and get plates and plates of stuff, and then just pile it on the floor outside their door.
Oh my gosh.
There was no class.
That's terrible.
In the words of my grandfather.
Go to the buffet and stack. I thought you were going to say, yeah, they just wasting the. No, they go to the buffet. Bringing the food back and then leaving it outside their room? What? Yo. See, if if this is true and people are really acting this is why I keep my sorry ass right inside at this desk. Especially at, I ain't trying to be around nobody that acts that wild.
Father, they had no couth.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to go ahead and forecast. I mean, listen, so the video itself does say Carnival. So the fact that I know what Carnival is and what the meme basically forecasts, she's talking about, the inner city youth, let's say.
So have you guys seen these? That's nuts. And that's a lot of people. Have you guys seen these clips on social media? About, yeah, it's like Freaknik out here on these cruise ships. When I saw it, I didn't know it was a cruise. I was like, what? I just thought, yeah, it was like a big party somewhere. This is on a damn cruise ship. It's like, Alpha Phi Gamma Psi took over having their frat party out here.
YNs, they say?
Every single thing that she has just dictated absolutely is indicative of individuals that come from the hood. They've saved up a little bit of money and they want to go on a vacation, right? But the problem is that they don't understand where and how to specifically act based on environment, let's say. They're so used to living in their specific world, their echo chamber, where everyone kind of around them acts the same and everything.
I disagree. People know how to act normal. I don't care where you come from, all right? I don't care what ghetto you come from, what projects you come from. You know how to act. Okay, you know when you go on a cruise, you ain't supposed to put your Bluetooth speaker on the bar and start blasting your music for everybody and people that might not want to hear. All this stuff. that these people are doing so that Carnival, has to implement these rules, they know better. They just choose to do it. All right. The whole idea of people don't know how, no, they do know. They just choose to behave this way for some reason. Again, I don't know why. You want to know how? Because I know. I grew up around a lot of people, a lot of my family members. I had family, in the city, in the projects. I have family everywhere in all kinds of different, income brackets. Trust me, all right? Don't matter where you come from. You know how to act like a civilized person. It's just whether you're going to choose not to do it or not. That's my opinion on that. And again, from my experience, okay? Everybody's different. But I think it's a cop-out to say, oh, they grew up in the hood, so they don't know no better. No. That's not an excuse, in my opinion.
Thing is, consistently okay or decent. They get to a brand new place and just bring the hood or the ghetto with them, bro. That's what this is here.
The fighting is what amazed me.
Fighting?
You're on vacation.
There's tons of fighting on
in
these
parts
fights.
of the most beautiful part of the world.
Okay.
And all you can do is cuss, scream, and fight. Now, mind you, I met people on this cruise that were from a Baptist church somewhere up near Chicago.
Okay.
There was about 15 of them.
Right.
I regret to this day not getting their names. I had such a fun time with those people. But I couldn't
She's saying they're
visit
black.
with them
Yeah, I'm assuming.
because of all the nonsense going on. And it didn't matter where you went on the ship.
I mean, it's true.
That's
Now,
that's pretty bad. So my question is, for this lady, do you plan on going on another cruise? Like, she said, yeah, when I first, 2000, whatever, 5, 9, what was it? Yeah, they were very nice, nice experience. And then she said, later on, yeah, when the riffraff started showing up, things went downhill fast. My question is, I hope you're not, are you still paying your good money to go on these cruises, knowing that the experience and the environment is totally shit now? I wouldn't spend my money on that shit.
one thing that Carnival can do is simply raise prices. That will get rid of all this. And that's what I would do if I were Carnival Cruises. But of course, we can go to
No more EBT credit. Yeah, we don't take EBT. No, you want to talk about profiling? Yeah, no EBT. Yeah, just raise prices. How? So yeah, what? I didn't know that was a big thing. I really didn't know. Carnival cruise, for the party crowd, in the hood or whatever. I didn't know that was a thing like that. But like I said, these social media videos, man, there's a shit ton of people on these cruises. Shit ton. I had no idea, they got that. The riffraff found out. They're like, oh shit, free food, free liquor. Let's go, son.
the route. Carnival's new rules got black folks all in their feelings, but others say the cruise line is justified. Well, you can see Carnival Cruises is largely overcrowded and is almost exclusively black in this picture. Brawls, attacks, drunken fights, boots on the ground, fans in hand.
So how is this? Is there a travel agency? Did travel agencies get hip to putting it together? What's going on here? Why is it so so noticeable? Is my question, right? What's going on? Is somebody organized? Oh yeah, I've done events and as far as with sponsors and stuff, travel agency sponsors where and they that's what they do, right? Put together travel packages, put together cruise packages. Is that what's going on here? Is there travel agencies catering, all right, to that demographic? And that's why you're getting so many, such a noticeable number of so-called black folks on these cruises. Something's going on here. Because it's not like just everybody decided, yeah, let's go on a cruise. So what do you guys think? I'm thinking that might have something to do with it.
This might have Carnival Cruise Line saying enough is enough. And some black passengers are returning the favor, canceling their existing reservations or canceling the cruise line altogether because they deem the new rules are racist. But some argue, are the new policies racist or just restrictive?
So again, the racism card, and that's a thing that's getting real super corny out here in 2025. I don't know, like, again, it's the internet. So I don't know if it's like real people starting this shit or if it's just, it's just a trick. When something happens, racist, like, it's racist. At this point, it's like, come on. You call it whatever. You can complain and say whatever you want. But this is just a situation where, again, a certain group of people show up and ruin the experience for the rest of the passengers and customers, right? That's no good, okay? Not supposed to be doing that. That's all there is to it. Has nothing to do with racism, I mean, most people understand this, but this is the stuff again, in the media, this is the shit they put out there. People are calling it racist. My question is who? What people are calling it racist? And that's why I call it, like, a lot of this, majority of this shit, I think is just for cap. It's just for rage bait. Because that's all we hear is, people are calling it racist. Who? Just saying that? Like, that's what I mean. There's no receipts. What do you guys think about that?
Stricter enforcing drugs, having curfews, boots on the ground, but leave the fans at home. I don't know if exclusively black people do this dance. I don't really know. It's a line dance by 8.
Wait, yeah, the line dancing, right. So, no more hip-hop. Carnival Cruise has not officially announced the ban on hip-hop or rap music in their clubs. Significant online chatter. See, that's the shit that I call bullshit. When people start using terminology like this, now they haven't said they're gonna ban hip hop, but significant online chatter. That's bullshit. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Not just in situations like this. Whenever you hear verbiage like this, where there is no way to verify what they're telling you, they're suggesting, no hip hop. Okay. And then they say, Carnival didn't say that, but significant anonymous online chatter from some black passengers say they noticed a reduction or absence in the genre. See, that's bullshit. Okay. That's what we're dealing with out here in this matrix on the internet with information. And so this is a good example for me. It's a silly ass story. All right. But the tactics, okay, for me, okay, this is what I take away from stuff like this. And this is the stuff that, gets my spidey senses tingling. It was because it's the same bullshit tactics, no matter what you're looking at. You're looking at, whatever story, all the shit we look at, okay, conspiracy stuff, UFO, whatever, general news in general, okay? When you see in a news story, like the shit we covered yesterday, the TikTok so-called new app, and, Routers put out this story, Bloomberg, quoting some anonymous TikTok employee saying, yeah, they're working on this new app, US only, it's codenamed M2, all this bullshit. And it was bullshit, okay? Anonymous insiders were their sources, okay? And for me, that's the shit that I pay attention to so I can determine, what's bullshit and what's not. What I'm going to spend my time. I'm not going to waste my time looking into the so-called standalone TikTok. We live stream on TikTok, so we keep this new story came out last week or whatever. We looked into it, and yeah, it's all bullshit. So the same type of tactics here. Okay, Carnival didn't say they gonna ban hip hop, but online black passage bullshit. All right, straight bullshit.
3 Fresh, where dancers loudly clack fans on certain parts of the song. The cruise line says the clacking could cause accidental injuries. That seems fine to me. No more hip hop. Some online discussions suggest that Carnival might have been moving towards a more pre-approved song selection for DJs, who reportedly declined passengers' requests. Fine. Unlimited drinks, having limits. First of all, if you say unlimited drinks, they should be unlimited. But second of all, if people are getting hammered, causing a problem, getting in fights, then they should be cut off. I don't have any problem.
Right. Again, when people start abusing, the privileges, these are privileges. Yeah, you paid for them, but it's up to the company to say, all right, y'all fucking up. So now we got to make some adjustments because y'all abusing, the policies, right? And like they were saying earlier, 15 drink minute, they really, stuff like that. If people behave normally and respectfully, you don't have to worry about even enforcing stuff like that, right? But when people get out of hand, and start abusing the, the rules here with the drinks and stuff, like basically, you start getting shit-faced and fighting and shit, we're going to have to cut your ass off. Now, and it's it's obvious to a point where not only, it's like, we got to publicly make some changes to try and deter, some of this unwanted behavior out here on these cruise ships. It's wild. Boogeyman says, damn well they aren't acting like that in front of their grandma. Exactly. It's pretty interesting.
I'm with that. And by the way, I've seen plenty of white people being hammered and getting into trouble. So I don't really see that as a race thing. This is just you've got to act right in public. Of course, folks on TikTok expressed their concern. Carnival does not have to worry about me. One TikToker who said she canceled a reservation for a friend's birthday. We got the Carnival message loud and clear. We're not your demographic anymore. Well,
again, anonymous TikToker wrote, and this is another interesting thing about the world we live in today with information and news and all this shit. That's it. Like the root, number one, this is some fake. It's supposed to be for black folks. Last I checked, it's not all. It's not. It's what the root is to me. It's a tool to get people riled up, to try to, behind a lot of this race. That's racist. That's what this person, Trump, whatever. The root. Whatever. Anyway, so right here again, they're just quoting some random. They're saying it's some anonymous person online that made this post and stated these things. Well, we're going to cancel our reservation. There's no way to confirm. Like all this is. And so, in my opinion, if you can't verify, what happened to the days of when journalists used to have to verify their sources and shit. This is a thing I notice. Nowadays, you just can get on. You could just put an article, like just post some fiction. This is supposed to be like, a real story. But it's not, because you're just making shit up. I have no way to verify any of this shit they're saying other than the Carnival Cruise part. Okay? All this shit about people saying this, people saying that, other than the lady who actually posted the video and shared her experience, that's the only way we're going to know if it's a real person. All right? And even then, you can hire somebody to do that. We're not going to go full tinfoil hat here. I'm just saying, like, this bullshit that they post and print on these online publications, it's a noticeable pattern to me. And I again, it's bullshit. That's why out here, people, we really got to be. For me, you can do what you want. For me, when I go over stuff like this, like, you just really can't even. It's like fiction. It's not even real because you can't verify that this was a statement from a real person, Now, it's one thing if you know somebody and you know their experience, that's great. And that's actually how we prefer to, I'd rather hear from people like who actually, like, like the lady in the video earlier. Like, yeah, I'd actually like to hear from people who were there, right? But so I can make a real conclusion about whatever, But just going off of this online information, I'm very careful, to not take it at face value, right? I think most people understand that.
People who act the fool and do this kind of stuff, yeah, I wouldn't want them around me either. White, black, or purple. Well, some are saying goodbye to the cruise line. Others welcome the change. Y'all have to learn how to act. I'm not going to lie. Y'all really made the value go down. I'm not mad at it. Another added. The rules, I imagine that means. I've never seen a Carnival cruise video on social media that makes me want to go. If it's like Walmart, it's like the Walmart of cruise lines. While the third video wrote, it's not racism, but certain stuff becomes a liability after a while.
Again, all this shit goes without saying. And it's too bad. Look here, as a so-called black person, look here, Jeremy, don't feel bad. I'm actually surprised he covered this. Jeremy, the quartering, he does good work. Been following him. He's a creator I've been following for years. Basically modeled what I do watching him. Okay, he's a beast out here in these content streets. This guy streams 3 times a day. He posts videos 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day. Now he has a small staff. Now he's scaled, but this guy with the content game is he's been putting in that work, and it's people like this, okay, that I learn from as far as my content business brand strategy. I watch people that are doing it at a high level and model what I'm doing after them because he's doing the right things. And so he's like you would call, he covers a lot of political stuff. I don't know what he identifies as far as left or right. I guess maybe right. He leans right with the political stuff. But he does a good job reporting. Okay. He's very objective and he does a good job. Okay. And so for him to cover this, because again, these content, look, out here, you gotta, some of these people worry about the backlash. Okay. So being a white guy covering the story about, black folks acting up on Carnival cruises, hey, respect, man, because he's not, that's what I mean. He's about his business and about his craft. And he's reporting on it and being objective. Yeah, Jeremy, appreciate you. Nothing to worry about, man. Doing a good job. Nobody's going to call you. Now, there are some weirdos that will go in his comments. You're just a racist white guy. Or, unfortunately, there's people that act like that out here. But, yeah, that's all we got for this one. 2025, man. This is the bullshit that we are... It's the bullshit we're dealing with, people. I don't know. I really don't know, y'all. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Classic old school mix coming up live. All right. On all platforms. If you don't know, check the link in the bio. All right. All the platform links are there on our link tree. And yeah, we are gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back with the classic old school mix live with your man in the building. Appreciate everybody. We'll catch you in a few on the next live stream.